Fuck me. I can't, dude. Fuck. I'm trying to do like emails and shit. And somebody linked me to this. Fuck. Vaush he needs to stop being so entertaining, okay? Because now I look obsessed, okay? I look obsessed, okay? But I stumbled into this, into the end of this stream. I just stumbled into the end of this stream. And it's just,
like, well, you find the truth of things like the way we did with water. Okay, but that you're referring to a fact of the world, not categorizing those facts. So an example would be, if you take a look at the periodic table, everything here is a fact of the world. The number of protons and atomic weight and everything, like that's a fact of the world that exists whether or not we do, okay? But the decision to group noble gases, don't get me wrong, noble gases do have plenty of things in common. I don't know what they are. I'm not a chemist. You know, they do have things in common, but the reason we grouped them, we didn't group them because like the universe distinguished them. The only reason the periodic table is shaped this way is because of human need.
August Fair, up the editing machine, okay. We got flowered Vaush
This is like
the,
I just think it's funny that he probably stumbles into literally like the worst possible example of anything in all of science and mathematics to say that the arrangement is arbitrary. I can't even go over this. Apparently later he says like aliens wouldn't recognize anything or whatever. I remember I've made this argument before. I'm pretty sure that if we found aliens, they would have a periodic table of elements that we would be able to communicate. Like periodic table of elements and like fundamental mathematical axioms are going to be like probably the two things you could probably communicate between races. This whole stream is just very, very, very funny to me.
Wondered why one with hydrogen starts over two and then helium is on the other side all the way.
I mean, there are reasons for these things. It's not just arbitrary.
Over here, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We grouped it arbitrarily in order.
It is probably the worst use of the word arbitrary that I've ever heard in my entire life. If you haven't learned anything about chemistry or whatever, like the periodic table of elements is an incredibly cool thing. The way that things are arranged here is very purposeful. You can predict, like, if you know things about everything in a given column, especially when we're talking about like noble gases or I don't remember what they call these. These over here are like highly reactive. I don't even know what they're called, but I know they're highly reactive because every element over here is missing just one electron from its outer shell. So it's going to react with things around it like very violently sometimes, right? Or the noble gases are very stable. Why are they stable? Because their outer shells are full. You can make like so many predictions of properties of things literally just based on their position on the periodic table of elements. There's not like a... It's not arbitrary. Or if you want to say this is arbitrary, then you have like you are the word arbitrary means nothing. Listening to him deconstruct language is just so interesting. Like everything is a social construct and everything is arbitrary and nothing is anything, and as long as it's utilitarian good, it's good. This is just like the funniest fucking shit. Like you can probably predict elements that don't even exist yet just based on the composition of the element, right? This is just very funny to me. I'm sorry, fuck. I don't know why I went live for this. Just listening to this has been insane.
And to be honest, I agree with a lot of what Vaush says here. Leftists and progressives have absolutely no idea how unnecessarily repellent they come off to so many people, and they get angry at the idea of being a more effective social movement because they don't want to share their social spaces with people who might have gone another way.
Anna Kasparian. Kind of being a Karen here, TBH. I guess that kind of is a substitute for woman in some contexts. You can get a little sexist. I don't care. It's just Anna's really been bothering me, man. I'm not over that. And now she won't talk to me. And that's fine. That's her right. It just makes her a bitch.
Vaush is my spirit animal. I remember 2013. Halfway through his sentence, like 3 people in chat were typing up why calling her Karen wasn't necessarily sexist. And then he said that, and then they started deleting everything.
25% more likely to use pepper spray or a baton.
I will give Sam Harris credit for one thing, if nothing else. He is the perfect cadence and vocal tone for a pseudo-intellectual.
dude, I'm living in another fucking world. I must be in another goddamn world. These streamers are crazy. Between Hassan's fucking shit with his house and some of the... What were the tweets that Hassan was making? It's so crazy how mediocre white people can become so famous on nothing more than looks and being... And then, like, fucking... Jesus. Dude, it's a clown world out there, guys. Be careful. It's a clown world out there. Jesus.
And I also think that PewDiePie is a member of the alt-right.
How did I miss
kind
this?
Of reactionary, fascist, neo-Nazi, maybe.
In the context there and how legitimate the lethal threat is. I do believe that. I think that there's a lot of nuance there. But all I know is I've seen a lot of Marvel movies, and in the part where the good guy gets framed and he turns around and there are a bunch of angry cops and civilians staring at him, he drops the gun and puts his hand up in the air, and he doesn't fucking unleash the fucking Iron Man laser and cut down 300 people who are threatening him implicitly by surrounding him and not allowing him free access out. So maybe that's
in real life, if you spend a lot of time on Live Leaks or Ogrish or any other like gore site, you can see that where one guy throws his hands up and a mob comes up and somebody throws one punch that kills him, and then people cut his intestines out and they drag it over the street. So I mean, like, I don't know. I guess
typically happens in the United States.
It's not a matter of it typically happening. I mean, like, there have been people that have been killed in these protests and riots so far. And I mean, like, who's to say that you're not going to be the next? Like, I don't know.
I mean, there have been at least 20 Marvel movies. I doubt you can find that many live leak videos of people being killed. So yeah, I'll hinge my bet.
I think that the way that this guy handled the first shooting and the way that he handled the second one when he was on the ground, I think shows that the guy's not like a crazy sociopathic murderer.
The second shooting, he was literally laying on his ass, firing shots at people 20 feet away who weren't even moving towards him.
Hold on. Can somebody please link the video so that we can watch it? Have you watched that video?
I mean, I've watched, I think, that video, yeah.
Can somebody link the second video so that we can watch it together? Because I have no idea what the fuck you are talking about. Hold on.
Chat.
Somebody link the second video where he's on the ground. There was like a Twitter video or whatever.
Here. This definitely contains it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait, I need to have
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
It goes later too.
Okay, here, this one. This is way better, okay?
So after this point, does he fire shots, or did I misremember that?
The thing right here that I just linked you.
The last shot he fired was on this person who looks like he was running to his side. Definitely wasn't 20 feet away. I misremembered that part. I acknowledge that.
Okay, so every single person he shot was literally within arm's reach of him, which is a surprising amount of restraint given the circumstances, in my opinion.
I don't necessarily think that justifies it. Verbally,
Vaush, one of the guys chasing this guy literally has a pistol drawn. Come on, dude. You're really going to do this?
Yeah.
Really? You don't think that it's fair to assume
the person
that
with the pistol hadn't fired?
You?
The person with the pistol hadn't fired. They were like right up close. It seems like that was more of an attempt at apprehension than it was at murder. In fact, by the way, I just want to say, if you're running from someone or you fall down and you turn around and there's somebody pointing a pistol at you 2 feet in front of you and they haven't fired, I think that's more of an indication of non-lethal intent than it is lethal intent. That is,
really?
Honestly, on the part of the person with the pistol, probably a legitimate attempt at apprehending you than it is killing you. They could have shot you in the back.
That when this guy was aiming his rifle at the other guy, then who raised his hands and backed away, or earlier when he killed that one dude and he didn't kill the other guy that showed up to do first aid to him, then he wasn't trying to be like lethal towards everyone as well. Would you grant that same thing to the defender here, the shooter?
I mean, no, because the shooter was the first person who killed a person, so it's reasonable for other people to consider him a threat. If you chase after a person who's being described as an active shooter with a pistol, you're not the one who's looking to go initiate. You're certainly not going to be considered a threat by the people around you.
Okay, so let's recap. This cop is having a nervous breakdown, posts a video to TikTok, then the video blows up. So now this cop is in the national news and is the center of attention for what might be the worst day of her life. Let's see how Vaush handles this.
Oh no.
The thing she was going to say at the end was, all I want are my lynchings back. But even this woman, even this highly upsettable human being, it's pretty obvious nothing happened, but this woman is freaking out about it anyway. Which brings me to the actual issue with this, because I don't particularly care if one of the, 700,000 cops in this country is kind of wonky. I don't particularly care that much.
Jesus!
You know what I do care about? The fragility. I think that this woman and the support that she is seeing on social media is deeply frightening. So I hope, and I encourage all of you to get on this, that we all make fun of her as aggressively as possible.
Oh my god.
This is the police! And the police fucking kill, like, one robber and, like, 7 employees.
Quick, now bring me that ID! I didn't say Simon Says.
Dude, I'm gonna be taking some time off stream. I gotta watch some of these videos. I gotta watch some Vaush stream, dude. What the fuck is this guy talking about half the time?